What's up, guys? I have an iPhone 6 Plus here with a black screen, and iTunes recognizes it. I've checked. I'm going to go through everything that I do in order to diagnose these things, okay? So, first is I stuck my own screen on there just to make sure that wasn't the screen. Actually, the first thing I did was I actually put it. I'll show you what I did. Okay, so this is the LCD connector here. So I basically just disassembled it and looked at the screw holes. Number one, make sure there's no long screw damage, and there was none. And then I lifted the little black piece of tape off and pulled it up, see if there's anything abnormal about any of these components or anything like that. Okay, and I got nothing. So next thing I do is, and these are the exact steps that I'm taking in order to diagnose it. Okay. I'm sorry, let's go all the way back to the step one. Step one is plug it into the ammeter and see what kind of current draw I'm getting. And I was getting a little bit over about 1.4 amps, which means that's probably charging. Maybe the battery's dead or something like that. Okay, that's step one. So check current draw through the ammeter. You can also use your DC power supply. Either or, doesn't matter. So I know, and then once I plug it into iTunes, I know that this phone is working perfectly except for the image. All right, and I stuck some bright light under it, see if it was a backlight problem or not. And it's not a backlight problem. It's an image problem. So what is it? Step 4 now. Step 4. Okay, so multimeter in diode mode. Diode mode. Diode mode is the rectangle with the line. All right, and essentially what diode mode does is it injects a voltage into a very low voltage into the two leads, and it's going to tell you the voltage drop across these two leads. All right, so in order to use diode mode, you stick your multimeter, the red side, on ground. This is polarity dependent, so red side on ground. Okay, and ground is anywhere. There are a lot of points on the logic board that are grounded. Okay, I'm just taking this one right here. So I'm going to show you which pins I'm checking. This is the LCD connector here on the 6 Plus. Okay. So here's what I'm going to check. One is the PP1V8 LCM connection. Okay, we know that that is required for the image to display. All right. So this right now, the screen is off. The battery's unplugged, there's no power getting to it. Alright, and you always want to check diode mode when there's no power getting to the iPhone. So this is the first pin I'm going to check, and we know that the 5V7 volt LCM lines are required for the screen power on. Okay, PN5V7 is one of them. So it's PN5V7 LCM. Alright. PP5V7 LCM. So this is pin 2 and pin 3 on the bottom row. And let's see, this is 2, 4, 6, 8. So 8 pin is the LCM enable line. Okay, so once the screen is connected, the 1.8 volt line goes over to this. Says that okay, the screen's connected, so I'm going to pump 1.8 volts into Chestnut here, which and then Chestnut sends it the 5.7 volts back to power on the screen. Okay, so this is also essential, and this is the 8th pin on the bottom row of the LCD connector. AP to LCM reset con L. Okay, so that's kind of a weird one. All right, I know that it works without it, and sometimes it doesn't work without it. I don't know. I know it's a signal that triggers the LCD to do a reset. So it's an input to the screen. So it triggers the screen to do a reset, and I guess just in case there are any problems with the screen, sends a reset to it. Whenever I'm sure it's timed somehow in some way. Maybe when unplugged or whatever, rebooted or something like that, sends a reset to the screen. All right. So I know that if you remove this filter, it'll still work. The screen will still work sometimes. Sometimes it doesn't work. So I don't know exactly how to replicate it not working without this filter. PMU to photon alive con. I don't know if you've ever removed this filter here or not, but again, this is another line here that's required for image, but not always. Because if you just took this filter out right here, the screen will still work most of the time. So, but sometimes it doesn't work. So it's a good habit to check it anyways. I don't know the purpose of this line. So 2, 4, 6, 8, 10, 11. Okay, so we're going to check pins 2, pins 3, pin 8, pin 9, 8, 9, and 11. Alright, and then this first pin up here. So in diode mode. Alright, I'm going to read out what I get for each of these readings. So this is 0.359. Okay. 1.38. So this is a power negative line, so you really want to swap the leads, okay? And it should read right around 0.64. So black on ground, red on the pin, 0.647. Okay, so that's going to be fine. So this is going to be power positive 5V7. So this is 0.644. That's fine too. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Okay, so this is the LCM enable line, which is 0.483, which is fine. The one next to it is the AP to LCM reset, which is 0.518. That's fine too. And then let's go 2 more to photon alive. Now, photon alive is OL. Interesting. So let me check a known good board because I don't know if that's supposed to display something or not. I think it is. You know what? Sometimes it doesn't. But we will test it and see what's going on. 2, 4, 6, 8, 9, 10, 11. 0.598. Okay, so I think we found our problem. So let's trace photon alive. We were just talking about photon alive. There it is. Okay, so these two right there. And we are going to go to, it's going to be these two right here. Okay, so let's just trace the line here. So I'm going to put my multimeter in continuity mode now, and I'm going to trace the line from this pin to this filter here, and then this capacitor. Okay, I just want to make sure the line's not broken, and then, you know, we can go from this filter. I think it goes to the CPU, I believe. So there's really no tracing. You know what? I don't know where it goes. Okay, I see. PMIC. So it goes to the PMIC. Okay. So let's just continuity mode. Let's check. Let's just test the line here. Okay, 2, 4, 6, 8, 10, 11. This one to here. No problem. Okay, so the filter's good as well, but this capacitor is not shorted. Okay, so to me it seems like we're probably missing this signal right here. So let me just pump it, put it back in diode mode again, and let me just make sure that this 2, 4, 6, 8, 10, 11. So now I am getting 0.59. Okay, so that's 2, 4, 6, 8, 10, 11. Yep, I am getting 0.59 now. You know what? I'm gonna check it one more time here because I don't know why I got not OL just a second ago, unless I just had the wrong. Okay, so let me just, I'm gonna plug it in again and turn it on, and I get nothing. Still black screen. So let's okay. So this is going to be a more advanced repair here because so let me disassemble the logic board, and then we're gonna, you know what, I'm not gonna disassemble the logic board. Let's do this first. Alright, so I'm going to take the SIM tray out, remove the rear camera here. Can't really see it, but I don't want to burn this rear camera up. Okay. Alright, so I'm actually just going to remove the shield here because I want to take a look at Chestnut, see if there's anything odd about it, alright? Try remove the entire logic board. And this is not for the faint of heart here. But okay. Alright, so we know that we're getting all the proper signals, alright, from the lines that are required for display. Okay, I mean, well, yes, we're getting the proper signals for the most part. For the most part, the signals that lead to the display connector, at least. There's a few other things that are required for display. So this is Chestnut right here, all right. And I don't really see anything extraordinary about it. Like I don't see anything popping up or anything like that. You know, he said he dropped it, and then all of a sudden it just went to shit. So let's do this now, okay? I'm gonna pause it and I'm gonna show you the next thing I'm gonna do. Alright, so I have a iPhone extension cable here. I don't know why I'm getting so much static. So it's just a little bit of an extension cable, you see it? And I essentially just scraped away. I'll show you under a microscope. But so now I have it plugged in, everything's plugged in, got a test screen on here, and this will make things a little bit easier to test the lines. Alright, so I'm going to put my multimeter in the voltage mode here, and as you can see here, I've already scraped away some of the lines, and I'm in voltage mode, and I know that, okay, this top point right here is this top point is the 1.8 volt line here. Okay, so now I'm getting 1.8 volts on my multimeter, and this, I've already tested all these things, but this is the 5.7 volt line, which I'm not getting any voltage on, and then this is also not no voltage on that one. Okay, and if we go up, so this is 2, 3, and then this would be 8. So this is the LCM enable line. Yeah, this is 0 now, but I'm gonna click the button to turn the screen on, and I should get a 1.8, which I'm not. You know what? I'm only getting 0.48 on the ammeter now. So let me plug this into my other cord here to make sure that iTunes is recognizing it and it's not in recovery mode or something like that. Because something is not right. Something is not right. Okay, it does recognize it. Okay, so let me test it one more time. Let me see if the LCM enable is getting to it or not. Let me try it one more time. So one lead on ground and other lead on 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. 0 volts. So let me push it one more time. 0 volts, and then let's check the AP to reset is 1.8, and photon alive is 1.75. So those are all correct, but I'm not getting anything on LCM enable. for some reason. I was getting 1.8 earlier, so I don't know what's going on with that one. So I think, let's see. Okay, let's disassemble and then unplug the screen. And let's just check the diode mode again one more time of the LCM enabled and see what we get from it. So 2, 4, 6, 8. Diode mode is fine. 9. Diode mode is fine. 11. Yep, all good. So I am leaning towards probably chestnut here. I'm sorry, this is chestnut. So let's just remove chestnut and let's just go from there. Okay. I think that's probably the path of least resistance at this point. Okay, chestnut is removed. See it now? Can you see it now? Okay, so let's take a look, see what's under chestnut. And okay, LCM enable. So let's just make sure that we are getting LCM enabled to this line right here. Two, 4, 6, 8. And we are not. So let's make sure we get an LCM enable to 8. I'm in diode mode, that's why it's not beeping. Okay. 2, 4, 6. Okay, we are getting LCM enabled to the pin, so that's not a problem. And let's double check our 5 volt lines, 5E7 lines. That's not a problem either. I mean, all is good, looks like. I mean, my guess is that maybe chestnut was faulty. But I guess the question still remains, why am I not getting LCM enable 1.8 volts when the screen's connected, right? So let's do this. Let's put a little bit of flux on here. Let's remove some of this solder, and then we will test. Oh, that was a little bit corroded, but I think that might be a ground pad. Let me just double check that real quick. Oh, that was corroded. Okay, so that was our problem right there. No, hold on. Yes, that was corroded actually. So this is PP5E7. Oh, that was PP5E7 Sage. Okay, so that's gonna affect touch, but not. Okay, so anyways, let's poke around right here in diode mode a little bit and let's see what we get. Okay. OL, ground, OL, OL, 431, OL, OL, 584. That's LCM enable. OL, 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 475. 405. Okay, so let's take a look and see where the data lines. Okay, so let's just make sure we're getting all three of these. So it looks like we're missing a data line. Let's see. Yes, we were definitely missing a data line here for some reason. This should not be OL. That should not be OL. And I'm getting OL there. Okay, so let's scrape away this test point right here. See if we're getting anything from that test point. Yes, we are getting signal here, 476, but no signal here. So that's a little bit of a dagger. Let's double check on our test board here. Make sure that we're supposed to get a signal there. I'm pretty sure we are, because that's a data line. So this is a severely damaged data line. This is OL too, but that is jacked up. So let's see if there's a better board. That's not even removed. The hell's going on with my hot air gun? This should have been done by now. Come on, dude. The thing's bubbling up. Okay. Now that's shorted. It's not supposed to be shorted. Alright, screw that. I've got to have one here that without. Tell me I don't have any logic boards here with it removed, huh? Alright, let me pause this. I'll confirm in a little bit. Okay, so I think I found, okay, first off, I messed up. This point up, this pointer here is actually a different data line. It was actually, let's see, this test point is actually this data line, which we're getting a signal on. Okay, this test pointer here is actually the data line that we're missing a signal on. So red to ground, black to this. Okay, all right, and I can confirm that we're missing a data signal on that line. So what else does this connect to? And if we look at the board here, we can also test this point right here. Okay, to see if we're getting a signal, and sure enough, we're getting 0.473. Okay, so what we can do is run a jumper from this point to this point, and all should be good. All right, that's my plan. So that's my plan, and I'm just gonna do it. Let me get my jumper wire. I'm gonna get the shielded jumper wire because I'm running this pretty much long distance. And so it's good news that the signal is actually not gone. Okay, so that's pretty tight right there. And then let's tin this. That is tinned. And I'll cut this mother. My little knife. So I should not have put that in there. Alright, so let's put this over here and let's cut this. Cut this thing. So I'm just going to leave a little bit extra room. Okay. Alright, so let's put this I think we are good here. Let's just confirm that we're getting a signal on that under that chip over there. I've already checked for continuity, so I think we're going to be good. I think we're going to be good. Okay. So let's just double check one more time, make sure we get everything right, and then we'll put chestnut back, and we should be good. 0.47 now. Okay, we're definitely getting a signal now on both data lines. AP to LCM reset, and I think those are it really, and definitely LCM enable. So, all right, I think we're good. All right, so let's reball chestnut, put it back, and pray it works. Alright, so reball chestnut. Let's see. This was not really a chestnut problem to begin with. So I'm just going to reuse this chip. I don't know why we lost signal, but I imagine one of the traces in the logic board, because we didn't lose complete signal from the CPU, you know, because that other point is getting it. So alright, looks pretty good. Pretty good, pretty even. And we will pop this mother back on. Make sure you cover that CPU. So I'm going to put my little Jacemi tool here, metal tool, and I'll put a little bit of flux and then heat that. And let me just make sure I have the right orientation of this puppy. I think it's this one. A1, yeah. Dot is on the top, bottom right where I'm at. Okay, so that's the right. Okay, so let's just go ahead and heat this thing. And then we will test everything again. So I guess before we even started, we could have probably, you know, scraped away these two pads right there just to check to see if, because ultimately we didn't really have to remove chestnut. That would have saved us a little bit of time. See, now my hot air gun is like full blast now. I mean, that's how it's supposed to be. There it goes. Alright, I'm not going to go too much heat. But I did lose my jumper, so next time I'm not even going to remove chestnut. That went out the reball and put it back. So I'm lazy. So after this works, I'm going to okay. So that's good. I know you guys missed a little bit of that, but so I'm gonna go to continuity mode here. Let's make sure this is not grounded first. It is not grounded, and let me switch over to diode mode now, and then I will check some diode mode connections just to make sure that I'm getting everything that I'm supposed to. 4, okay, that's fine. And then let's check this one. 40, that's fine. 126, 60, 481, 466, and 577. Okay, I think we're good. I'm just going to claim a victory on this one right now before we even test it. pray. Let's pray. Okay, so let's double check it, and I hope we get some good news. I will power it on with you so you guys can see my shame when it doesn't work. Voila. Yeah, it's a science, but not really. I mean, there's an answer for almost every problem, and this is the answer to this problem right here. Okay, I mean, who would you like? Why would you even think that you're missing one of these data lines, that lead under? And how do you troubleshoot it? I think that's what people have the most problem with. I mean, I get so many questions like, where do you start? How do you diagnose it? Uh, but just take a little. You really just need to take a little time to understand how these things work, and then once you understand how it works, then it makes the fixing part a lot easier. But when you're mucking around and you don't know where to go, you just replace stuff for the hell of it. I remember when I was first doing touch ICs, I was just replacing Mason. I didn't know why, replacing Cumulus just because somebody in the forum said replace Cumulus, when there's no gray bars, but the question is why. Once you figure out why, then it makes everything so much easier, So I would recommend investing time in learning why instead of reading the forums and kind of going that route, Although there's a lot of great ideas on the forums, so yeah, so don't leave those out, but definitely dig further, and that's it. This is an advanced iPhone 6 Plus, no image repair. All right.